Hey guys, good morning. Happy Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. Happy FOMC day. We got FOMC at 14 hundo. That's 2 p.m. for all you idiots. Not expecting huge movement at the opening. But could be wrong. This is yesterday's opening range gap. This is where we closed yesterday, so there'll be a little bit of overlapping going on, and we'll have to deal with that. Somehow we will find a way. One of the things we do is we can take off some of these eighths. You can see we're failing to get above the current new week opening gap, so that is a bit bearish. The 1 hour looks a little bit indecisive. We're seeing a little bit of a dump right before the opening. Perhaps tricking traders into shorting. Let's see. I don't have a bias right now, although I will say on the daily, the dollar does look bullish, euro looks bearish, so I favor shorts. That doesn't mean price can't rip up. We do have all this trendline liquidity sitting right here. This could easily be taken out in a single candle. It's pretty ridiculous. I do have a breaker structure lower here. Potential 5-minute order block, bearish order block right here, and we are getting ready to open. Drop down on the 1 minute for a sec. This is gonna get a little messy. So we have the quadrants for today's opening range gap. We can see that was a fake move lower, right? So somebody got excited, shorted, we ran up, took out anybody who was trailing a short right here. So we've taken out both sides. The 1 hour, we've touched this order block. So the high of the wick and the opening price are a sensitive area on order blocks. You can see we wicked down, touched it, stayed above constant encroachment of that. We're having a bullish reaction off of it. And on the 1 minute, you can see we're bumping up against the low of the new week opening gap. We are above today's opening range. Dollar is breaking out to the upside. Pound is coming down. Euro coming down. YM has just completely dumped. ES is dumping. Feeling like it's possible this could be a Judas swing. Notice we are wicking up and rejecting this. a little bit of a bull flag here that I'd like to see fail. Alright, we do have some relative equal highs up here and here, but I think it's a little risky to go long here, and I don't care if I'm wrong. I wouldn't take this long right here. I think this would be gambling. Okay, so we took out these relative equal highs. Bumping up against constant encroachment of the new week opening gap. And we're starting to drop. So picture we had a bear flag. Bull flag. We broke out. Everybody's getting excited, longing. When I think we are... Oh. I'm saying well, because I am now seeing the pound is suddenly breaking higher. YM is just completely dumping though. So we have a little bit of not a non-symmetrical market at the moment. So these are not ideal conditions to be trading in. Just throwing it out there. So we can see on the 15-second price really struggling to do any type of breakout, projecting off constant encroachment, really opening gap. I liked on this candle that this high was unable to go above here. This all looks pretty balanced here, so I think we're likely to work this area. Okay, now this we drop down into that. Little slight bullish reaction. Let's take a look at this on the 15-second. Alright, and we just sliced through that, so all pretty bearish. Okay. This was a bit of a Judas swing. Now I think constant encroachment of the regular trading hours opening range gap is in play. Wow, look at that reaction off of the quadrant level. We wicked right off of the upper quadrant here. This is yesterday's opening range, regular trading hours, so we are working below two opening ranges, today's and yesterday's. So that is bearish. On the 1 hour we have this rally gap. It's busy. The price could drop down into. Looks like it's just about at constant encroachment of the range gap. So I think this is a good draw on liquidity. So 28999. I'd like to see price nice drawdown here. I'd like to see a body close below this quadrant level. Notice we've just come down, we're wicking in. I'm gonna take this off for a sec. We have this city. So far we wicked back into it, so this would be viewed as institutional order flow entry drill. Like to see price just drop. Looking at this wick, or constant encroachment of this wick, I should see. Like to see a body close below constant encroachment of this wick. If we get a body close below constant encroachment of this wick, it bodes well for continuation of downside. We did get a closure there, and we did take out that low. I'd like to see this act as a 1 minute bearish order block. So if price starts wicking up, I want to see the opening price here, propel price lower. We are seeing that. Notice now we're seeing price having a hard time getting back above constant encroachment this way. Okay, price consolidating a bit. I don't love that. I would have liked to just have seen some speed lower. On the 5 minute, here, 4 minute. I like how these two candles on the 3 minute are balanced, meaning price really doesn't need to come back above here to efficiently deliver price. Obviously it can go back up there, but if we're picturing that we want a price run lower, does it need to come back above this? If it gets above mean threshold of this balanced price range, that is a warning sign that price is going to reverse. I would view that as manipulation, and we are seeing quite a bit of a bullish reaction here. Notice the body's failing to get below this quadrant level of today's opening range gap. That was a little bit worrisome when we were here on the 1 minute. I was seeing price wicking and rejecting right off of this quadrant level, and we never saw a body close below, which I wanted to see, and we just shot right back up. We're working inside this busy or SIBI. Okay, we hit the upper quadrant, which is not ideally what you'd want to see. You'd want to see the bodies reject off constant encroachment. Doesn't mean we can't go lower here. Just, I don't like that. We also wicked outside, so we're coloring outside the lines today a bit. It is what it is. And I think on a morning before FOMC is in the afternoon. These are the type of things that you can expect. So I was expecting, or I was at least thinking there was going to be a nice clean run to here. We didn't get that. Stopped here. This is yesterday's upper quadrant level. It's a direction up there. Boom. Look at all this time we're spending in the CIBI. We're not really going anywhere, so price is definitely being manipulated and held up. Let's not forget about the time, so 9:43. So the next key time of interest for me is going to be the 9:50 macro. Coming up, forming a bit of a bull flag, so maybe price wants to fake a little bit higher and then drop. Notice this should have acted as a 1 minute bullish order block, but price, this candle failed to get above the opening price here. We're working off constant encroachment of this CIBI. We're staying in the upper area, so I do not like this. If I was short, this would be worrisome for me. I would close the trade or take something off. Even though I think the draw is lower, this price action I don't like. And it could explode higher, but it's not a long I would take. I really think it's 50-50 right now, at least for me. And so I'd just be sitting still. Yeah. So I'm not surprised at this, just based on how we were working the upper quadrant level. I don't really think of course I could be wrong. I don't foresee this doing a huge move to the upside, so I wouldn't want to long it. And it could rip, and I could be wrong, and that's fine because I'm tape reading and just trying to improve. So notice we wicked above here, and we're coming back down. If this was really going to go higher, I would have loved to have just seen this rip through here and here. Great, so we're having a bit of a reaction of constant encroachment of this current new week opening gap. Alright, the dollar is looking like it wants to have a little bit of a clean fall, so I think a continuation higher is likely now. So, you can see I was confident we were going to go lower here. Here, I didn't like what we were doing. We did see this. I said to kill the trade or take something off. I saw this reaction, was still a little uncertain if we wanted to pull back, but then when I finally looked over at what the dollar is doing, I knew this was going to go higher. So it took me taking me a little bit here this morning to get with it, but it is what it is. came down a little bit lower into this 1 hour order block here. A nice reaction higher, took out this high. Now the problem I'm seeing on the 1 hour though, is this is all pretty balanced. Just means to me price might have a hard time working through all that. Even if we're going to continue higher, we're going to see things like this where we have move up and then it comes back down, and then we might do a little bit of this, and then go up, and then something we'll keep an eye on. Just saying, that type of shenanigans would not surprise me. So if price wants, for me, if price wants to remain bullish, sorry, bearish, this breaker, high, low, higher high, should support price. Down, it close above constant encroachment, and on the hourly, we could view that as pretty bullish. Also look at this. This should support price higher. Some things on the hourly that I'm keeping my eye on. Okay. We are seeing a retracement, so was confident price was going to take off here. I knew it was likely that we, based on the hourly, that it could not just completely rip off. We're seeing a retracement. Bodies stopping at the low of the new week opening gap. So again, we have FOMC at later this afternoon, and I think this is typical of a morning before FOMC where there are trades to be had. We've been able to predict some small runs, but definitely a scalper's market this morning, and yeah, you know, I would like to trade either after FOMC news hits or tomorrow or Friday, just when conditions might be a little bit better. And I have traded in these environments. It's just I would like to just hold and wait for potentially easier, bigger moves. So on a morning like today, if I was trading my account, I would use less leverage, probably the smallest leverage I could use, and just be content with getting 1 or 2 small gains. So wouldn't be viewing this morning as a morning where I'm trying to completely kill it. working back inside this SIBI. I know the color. See if this can act as an inversion fair value gap. I actually really like to just view all fair value gaps as inversions because there's always the possibility it could get inverted. So this is still maintaining its bullishness at the moment. See the reaction here. This closed a little bit below constant encouragement. That's okay. Right, so if you saw that, if you were to have seen this move maybe a little late, and you're thinking here and there, and then you mark it in, and now you're fucked if you didn't do break even. Typically an open and close, well, even though it's a little off, I'd like to see it right on there, and typically that could be a nice buy entry, although I wouldn't be doing it today because of FOMC and looking at the hourly. I'm just not really confident that we're gonna get a move up here this morning. So if you can picture in the hourly, this is balanced, so price would have to, there'd have to be a really nice energetic move to come take out these highs, and we're just not seeing that this morning. The overnight session and afternoon session, a lot of consolidation here, right? A lot of just not fun conditions to be trading in. And then starting at 1 a.m., you get this nice move higher, order block form, rip higher. Take out these relative equal highs. There's this left. We've ripped up. We took this out. This is probably out of play just for the near term. We're seeing on the 1 hour, 10 o'clock is about to hit, and it looks like we could finally get a nice drop lower. Okay, so I forgot to mention and consider it. I got lost in the candles. The 950 macro did hit. Let's take a look. So the 950 macro came in here. We see price failing to break back above. We are working lower, so because we're in the 950 to 1010 macro, I would like to see price start spooling a little bit more to the downside. But given the market conditions, we'll see what happens. So you can see we had this, let's take all this off for the moment. We had this move down. Trip traders into shorting, retracement, right back into this candle's range. So these are definitely some high resistance liquidity runs. So you can trade it, but you're just having to deal with a lot of this. On a low resistance day, we should have just taken this low out and hit constant encroachment of the regular trading hours opening range gap, but you can see we're failing to really have any nice runs this morning. This is where we opened, so since opening we've gone up, down, but not all the way down, and not all the way up here. And so some tricky conditions. All right, so we have this 1 minute bearish order block here. Price wicked up into it. This candle is opening below it. Can we get a nice run lower now? Finally take out this low. I'm looking at the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 15 minute. Oops. See on the 15, a little clearer how we took out that buy side. Could be bearish order block or drop. Are working below this, which should have supported price higher. It's failing to do so. See, I would have liked prices just to fucking dropped already, and we're just fucking around. I'm relaxed. Don't you worry. Oh, I'm relaxed. Just, yeah. So, these are just the current conditions. It is what it is, as the kids say. Anyway, feels good to come out here and just keep practicing my tape reading skills. And, you know, I'm not surprised by this price action, not only because we have FOMC later in the afternoon, but the 1 hour, like, before the 9:30 opening, it just looked indecisive, you know? Like, it didn't really look like we wanted to just come and take this out. But it also didn't really look like we were gonna bust out. And we're just seeing, yeah. So, let's take a look at the daily. Hey, we're day traders. Why not look at the daily? bit of a daily volume imbalance here. The daily volume balance, I think, is really just it's just actually the new week opening gap. Whoopsie. So we don't need that. I'll take all this off for a sec. See that? The gap is getting it. It's a little bit more pronounced on the other one. This is a little interesting. Spend some time looking at the daily for a sec. Out of here. We're too close, guys. We gotta back up here. Really take a look at things. Alright, so we have this weekly volume imbalance down here. That could be a draw on liquidity. So interesting, we took out the pre-week low. Had a pretty bullish reaction after doing so, which not surprising, just considering how bullish the market has been. So I'm just thinking, is it more likely on the weekly that we are going to come take out this high? Or do you think we're going to have a nice drop off? I wonder where mean threshold of this is. Alright, so we're still above or below halfway last week's range. I think I could get bullish if we would start working above the opening price here. And then we'll target just constant encroachment of the wick. What else we can do? I don't have to do it right now, but we can grade this wick. I'd like to actually take a look at that on a lower time frame. Ooh. Yep, way too much shit on the chart. the hell did the other one go? Did it just disappear? I know. Wait. Oh, there it is. Take this off for now. Price doing pretty much nothing. So let's get some time here. Look at some shit. Okay, so I missed that yesterday. I didn't have this on my chart. Rookie mistake. I was looking at this, I was like, it looked like price was going to reverse, but it's kind of uncertain. And it's just simply we took out the previous week low. Look at that. That is nutty. Pretty much right on there. Bullish order blocks. Pretty much right at mean threshold of the order block. Whoosh. Alright. Well, that's what we're practicing. Make a note of this. So one of the things I've actually been trying to do with ICT's concepts is use less, because there's so much that you can use, but having a key weekly low I think is essential. Always. Yeah, forgot to have that on my chart yesterday. Okay, so I'm just gonna write this down. Need to be always aware of weekly also the opening price, right? If we're looking at it as a order block. Disgusting. We have a fair value gap paired with a quadrant level. This validates it as a good fair value gap to use. And we can see it supporting price over here. Color's outside the lines a little bit. That's okay. So notice before we have a closure above that's the encroachment of the weekly wick. Come back down, come back up again. And yeah, we see the supporting price. This is balanced right here. The give the reaction right off of the constant encroachment of the weekly wick. That is kind of crazy, right during the London kill zone. Finally getting a nice move lower after some of the ugliest trading I've ever seen. It's looking like we finally are about to hit constant encroachment of the regular trading hours opening range gap. Whoopsie. I'm professional. Wow. You gotta be shitting me. That's crazy. That drop and then, dude. Yeah. That's nuts, man. The dollar's suddenly dropping. Yeah, this is some bullshit this morning. And, you know, part of me gets a little sad because I've traded in these conditions. So I know that someone's trading this and just fucking losing their mind. I couldn't imagine trading this right now. So I don't have any comment on price action right now. I'm just watching. I'm not gonna try and call this. We can monitor this level as well. Working it. We're working it. You know, looking at the daily, this makes sense. I think they might want to lay a body across this volume imbalance. And then we also have this volume imbalance up here, so they may want to... Just thinking, you know, if price is going to go down, right, because it's a long way down that we're going to go. When that happens, it means we will come back up here for, it'll happen again one day, but it'll be a while. So they may want to efficiently deliver price on the daily before dropping it. Could also stay open too, for a long time. It doesn't have to close in. These are just things I'm considering. Looking right off this level that we looked at, mohawked it, but not crazy. Yo, what is going on with the dollar? We gotta pull this up. What in the name? Guys, what is happening? Did they just drop some news or something? See anything on the news right this second that would, like, I don't, but I gotta be careful with my words here. I don't know why they would. I mean, it doesn't matter. It happened. So. I was just curious if this was going to be blamed on some type of news event. Just, oh my god. What is happening? Look at the euro. My lord. This is just out of fucking nowhere. Well, this could really be a springboard, potentially, for the indices. All bets are off now. We are going for it today. So, I have no comment right now on where we're going to be heading. Don't my buttons work? What is 4 hour? Is it 360? Nope. 240? That's it. I am gonna favor longs only because of what is happening over here. I mean, I don't know what to say about all this. looked like the dollar wanted to break out. And they are just bringing it right back in. Wow. Yeah, it looked like the euro was smaller. They're going to bring it back up. Yeah. What the fuck? No comment. Really. Notice we're rejecting off of this though. Just noticing these bodies failing to get to this quadrant level. I wouldn't want to short it. I wouldn't want to long it right now. I would just be waiting for things to settle. That was a big move on the currencies. We're seeing the dollar recover a little bit and the euro start to drop a little bit. The yes is coming back down. Somebody saw this marketed short. Somebody was also had an order right to short once it broke, and they just ripped it back and stopped it at some random level. Yeah, so I'm just chilling. That was a big move on the currencies. I'm keeping my eye on them, and based on what they do will help me form a little bit of opinion here. $4-hour just looks like this is ridiculous. Really just wiki consolidation. I mean, I did think it would take a nice energetic move to get back above here. Is that what they're building in with dropping the dollar so hard and pumping the pound and fiber? It's not going to surprise me to see price go higher today after the after this. I mean, just watching how we're trading off this candle. Price consolidating. So imagining you saw this, you did a market buy, maybe somewhere in here, because this is pretty fast. You go, you know what, I want a market buy. And price comes up a little bit and then just dumps back into the range. Takes you out if you had your stop loss here. And now we're doing something. Again, I'm not going to be surprised if, because the dollar has dropped and we are looking like we want to break even lower. Yep, not surprised by this. And of course, conversely, I need to show you guys the year-end pound breaking higher, YM breaking higher, ES is breaking higher. The fair value gap, right at the quadrant level. Send it. This move down could really send us higher today. But we'll see. We shall see. Like for price to come back down here and then have a reaction, or just stay open. Do some paper trading. Whoops. I like that we came down into this fair value gap. Alright, so I'm wanting to long, but I'm watching how price is reacting off constant encouragement here. Don't love that we closed low. We are having a bit of a reaction off the low here. Let's go ahead and buy. Stop loss. We'll put it below 3 PD arrays. So we have the low of this fair value gap, we have this fair value gap here, we have this inversion fair value gap, and we'll also put it below constant encouragement this wick. So just giving myself some room to breathe. Targeting about midway of this balanced price range, so I'm not going to require for price to go all the way up here. Yeah. Okay, so I don't love this. Yeah, actually, I think the closing here at the lower quadrant was a sign that this wasn't going to work. Should have opened and closed right at constant encouragement, so this is a good learning lesson here. Trying to trade off what the currencies are suggesting, and yeah, a bit wild right now, I guess. We'll see if it wants to make its way higher. I had my 3 PD array defense on. Yeah, this is going to drop lower. So I'm pretty confident I'm offsides here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, what can I say? That move down on the dollar got me. They got me on my paper trade. It's all good. It's all a learning experience. So, yeah, the fact that this closed below constant encroachment, warning sign. Is it 10:40 almost? Oh. Yeah, just not good conditions to trade in. Not really seeing any respect of PD arrays right now, either which way. Alright, I think that's a good place to wrap up this video. Short this? Let's short it. spending a lot of time looking up and rejecting here. But actually don't really like it for either way. Shouldn't even be paper trading this shit. This is just a trash morning. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cancel this. We're just call the video. I need to practice real world conditions, and I think in a real world condition, if I were to have taken this trade, I need to just call it. These are just not great conditions. Yeah, this could easily still pop up higher. Just one of those days. So there you have it.